Hi Gemini, happy October. This is your reading for October. We're going to go ahead and just jump right in. I've made other videos a little bit longer. I don't know if I'm going to run long again. I think you'll just get a good idea about what I'm about and how I do readings as we go along. This is my first channel that I put up on here. I've been doing this for a while, so if this doesn't resonate with you, then look for your rising sign. If you love it, if you like it, then hit like and hit subscribe. Be greatly appreciated. And the information on how to get a private reading is all there in the description. So I'm going to go ahead and just get into the energy of Gemini right now. And I don't plan on always shuffling in front of everyone. I just figured these are my first set of videos, so and I know right now has been a very difficult time for a lot of people across the United States, everywhere really. So just know, I mean, it's a difficult time. And Geminis tend to be very conscious of that. Very compassionate individuals. I mean, we all are, but there's this, they're able to see both sides of things, which is quite a gift. I'm getting a feeling of just gentleness, so being gentle. Really gentle. Solid foundation. Interesting. Keep that in mind. Yeah. And by the way, I don't read reversals. So what I do is, since it does a reverse thing, I noticed with this camera, I'm gonna do the reading and then I'll flip the cards around. So, oh. All right. Okay. Okay. Unless a reversal really speaks to me, then I will. The bottom of the deck is your card. Well, the Lovers. But this is also Gemini, isn't it? The Devil. Well, the reason why I said the Devil and Gemini really is because there's a duality here with your reading. And usually the bottom of the deck can sometimes tell you like the tone of the reading. So as I was looking at cards that we pulled, and I was feeling this calmness, this very calm and compassionate, generous place. And I don't know, let me flip them around for you. Let's see how we're going to do this. I call this musical cards. So, oh, don't see this on other channels, do you? All right. That worked. All right. Because I needed to look at it and stuff, so I know you need to look at it too. And, all right. So with the first card, in the recent past, I think in the last few months, there's been a great deal of, I'm getting touching base with leadership roles. Abundance has been flourishing, and there's been this goodness that you've been bringing to the table. And because of that, you have this connection with the universe right now that's pretty cool, in that you're in manifesting zone. I think this is really about you manifesting. So with the past moon that we had, the harvest moon, however you want to see it, sometimes we need symbols, or we need cards, or we need stars to look at. But when we think about the way the moon changes, how it shifts the ocean, how we are surrounded by water, how we all are water, how my dog is actually drinking water right now. If we listen carefully, we can hear him. Yep, probably hear that, hopefully. It's cute. So as I was saying, with the harvest moon, or with any moon, take it as an opportunity to release and let go. Take it as an opportunity to receive, to reaffirm what you're about and who you're about. Because of the duality, I think as people grow, Geminis tend to I think it's almost as though the duality is like, some parts feel like a past life, like you're living two lives as that one person. Like there's this but there are blockages because of that. That's what the issue is. There's just so much of that duality, and therefore there are blockages around it. But you were in manifesting mode, so I think some of you, hopefully, if not, do it now. Who cares? Just do it. Write it down. Write down what you want to release. Write down what you want to let go, so that you can clearly assess the two dignified personas that you embody. It's not to say that you are two-faced. That's one of the things growing up, like I would hear, Gemini, they're two-faced and this and that. There's nothing like that. It's because they have this capability to see the other side. They're able to give you both views, and that's really, really important. They're able to play devil's advocate, okay? So that was my feeling, because when the devil came up and I was looking at that, and I'm like, And with most of my readings, what I've found is there's always a part of this piece of time that whenever you're watching this video, this could resonate with you, this could actually affect you, or have some connection to you, or it just doesn't. It just is some words you needed to hear, or whatever it may be. Every time I do readings, there's a part of the month, or there's an obstacle that comes up in the cards. And the hope is to move through that obstacle and give you an idea. The cool part is that you've had the Magician in the past few months, and the readings I've done with Gemini, the thing that I realized is there are a lot of Libra and Gemini and Leos are, not to say other signs are not leadership material, but I've been feeling this sense of taking on roles as leaders, to like having a more place in what they're doing. You know what I mean? Just kind of standing in their own identity and really being the leader that we all really kind of need right now. We need people to lead in a peaceful, kind manner. And so, I mean, that's... And I think that's the comfort. I feel like a compassionate comfort when I exhale. That's what Gemini is supplying. That's the energy you're giving off, which is really kind. It's really nice. So I feel this is also a very good time to wish on a star, because the Page of Swords, what comes to mind is there might be a fella, there might be a gal, there might be something that you love, like that chocolate cake you've been wanting for a long time. Whatever you love. I use humor a lot, so I won't like point out that I use humor a lot, but in my first videos I will, just in case people are like, that's just how I am. So, Page of Swords. As I look at this, it's usually what comes to mind as I look at it. I know the background of the cards, but you always learn more in every reading, and for me it's what catches my eye. And then I connect it with my mind's eye. So, This is someone who's been kind of looking at you from afar. That's for some reason. Someone looking at you from afar. Somebody is going to come forward with words, speaking to you. And this might have been somebody that you felt you were shut out from before. And this could involve finances as well, because we have pentacles, and you have pentacles quite a bit here, in cups. Well, the cup, the star pouring, and so I think the difficulty that might come is just that shadow space. When you have that type of duality, when you can play devil's advocate, there is a shadowy place that you can end up in, and you can sometimes feel like you've been left out in the cold, as that's the usual theme with this one. It can be interpreted in many ways, but for you this month, I feel like it's somebody who either you left out in the cold, or they left you out in the cold, or it was an opportunity that you felt you had, and you felt there's going to be another offer, basically. So Page of Pentacles, there's going to be another offering that will be fruitful, that will be, again, I think you guys have a financial gaining month. This is a month for you to gain financially, with the Magician in the background from your recent past and going into the rest of the month. But you're walking away, but then you come back, and then you have 10 Pentacles. So in this sense, in your reading, as I look at this card, I don't really see this as an energy of walking away and not being content with what you have. I see it as realizing that you understand what you need. You understand what you don't need. You know that you can just go on and kind of be in your, I think walking meditation for some reason comes to mind. Taking a moment to just be with yourself for a moment, Gemini. And even if you think you're spending time alone a lot, I'm talking about going out in nature and just walking away into the scenery, basically, like this fella right here. Something tells me that it would be good for you to do that. And with the moon showing, at least try and do it by the new moon, or on the new moon, or whenever you feel like it, really. Just it seems like a really nice thing to go visit some water, especially you East Coasters. Try and get to water before it gets frozen over there. God bless you guys. So 10 of Pentacles, though, it's such a pleasant card, and I think it's lovely because we have the 9 of Pentacles, and then we have the 10. So it's pretty nice. That's pretty nice. Then you have the Page as well. So it's a very abundant month, and whatever you consider value, whatever you consider to be your pentacles, your what you reap from your harvest. Haha. I'm going to be putting puns everywhere in all my readings. That's just how I'm going to do it. That's what I see. And the beauty of this is, like, what I'm seeing here is you're pouring in both hands. You're pouring one back into the water to give back, and then you're pouring one back onto the earth. And I think that's the kind of leadership quality, that's the kind of person we need to step up in certain areas, because it's someone who has the grace and audacity to nurture at the same time as receiving, and knowing what you have, and knowing that I'm getting a sense of be mindful of that too. If you're actually, you got this, what am I saying? But be mindful anyway. Because I just feel you're in this time frame, I think some of you are being very giving, and that's so kind. And that's good. But I don't want you to get left out in the cold. And if you do, just remember that when you do things for people, if you decide to do them, then that's your decision, and you have to own it, and you have to be okay with that. Don't expect anything back, is what I usually say. Just give and receive, and when you don't want otherwise, and just leave. I think I'm going to clarify this card, and I really want to clarify these two cards. I keep going back here, because when I saw this, I was like, that's such a beautiful quality. However, then I felt a concern in my heart chakra, just feeling like, that's also a burden, because then people always expect you to be giving and to keep giving and giving and giving, and it's just a mess. So, and maybe there's someone that will come to remind you that, that feeling you get sometimes where you're like, dude, I did all this for you, and now I'm out in the cold, and what? I'm not saying that this is the actual situation. This is how I'm able to use words to put the energy that's coming through for Gemini. That's the way I can express it. So, yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and use the Thoth cards right now, and I'm going to go ahead and clarify the Star, the Page of Wands, and the lovely, lovely Five of Pentacles. Shuffle these before, so it won't take too long. Got Five of Pentacles again. That's interesting. Queen of Wands. For some reason it's saying go here. Science. Six of Swords. Like that. And here we have Sorrow. That's kind of what I was sensing. Alright, and then at the bottom of the deck we have Ace of Wands. So that to me means passionate victory. It means, for you, I feel like it means that awakened passion and kind of holding it by the horns now and really going for it. So looking at this here, in the Thoth cards, they just sometimes write the word on there, like worry. So as I look at this card for this reading for Gemini, and this general reading, the images, what they say to me, how they speak to me. Yeah, I think don't lose sleep over that. It's interesting if you look at this card carefully. The sun and the moon are in what I feel, it looks kind of like a skull, doesn't it? and there's a full, and then there's a crescent. I just keep getting the duality, really being a dual, being that person that can really, it's not always black and white, but sometimes you need that kind of contrasting opinion to, because sometimes the gray area can be very difficult for others, I think. So, and the sorrow that was what I was kind of feeling when I was looking at this, because all of a sudden I just got this feeling of like, don't do too much. Like, not that you shouldn't be a giving tree, everyone should be, but that's also that could be like it's like something that can make you feel sad. So if it's something within you that you can't really change, be aware of what it does to you when you give too much and then you feel kind of taken for granted. I don't like that feeling, but it's not dominating the reading. It's just the concern that comes up, because overall it's a pretty bright, prosperous, abundant month for you. And that's what I feel. I feel like this was somebody that you've had, maybe you've been in communication, maybe there were some emotional words that were thrown back and forth between each other. So, I mean, overall, I feel you've had the manifesting power in you for some time, and it's still in the background. You have had the 9 of Pentacle energy, where you are graceful in amidst the chaos, amidst the having difficulty to know what to think or what side to go, and there aren't really sides, but the ability for you to, in this time, your duality is a consciousness that's kind of in the collective right now. Let me try and break that down a bit. The 9 of Pentacles, as I look at this, there's an energy around you that there are a lot of people saying it's this. This is what I'm sensing. There's some sort of a back and forth, like, no, I mean it this way and I mean it this way. And it's some sort of 2 energies in front of you. Maybe it's you and another person. Maybe it's you seeing a friend or a family member, whatever. There are 2 energies that I'm feeling. And these 2 energies are really going back and forth as though everything is black and white. But it's not. There's a gray, there's shades, everything. At least that's the way I see it. But regardless, even if there is duality in the collective unconscious, even if there's duality in the way that basically the majority of those, basically all of us, the consciousness of everybody, there's this very divided feeling. And I feel like this compassionate nature, this ability to be like, you know what, everyone always wonders the black and white, the 2 sides, the duality, and they look at the Gemini and they think, oh, the Gemini is like they're 2 people. You guys just get it. You guys get 2 sides, and you get all that in between too. So that's what makes you that like, you know, you're the cream in the donut, you're the jelly donut, you're the jelly. So we need you to be sweet and kind and caring, but also be careful with how much you give, because if it brings sorrow to your heart, know that there are words and emotions that are bringing that feeling, and that you can actually redirect those words. You can redirect those thoughts and reaffirm a new way that you want to look at how you give and how you receive. So as far as the Page of Swords, for some reason I keep getting a romantic type of thing, or somebody who you were interested in. I don't know why I want to say strong legs. But science, I feel like there was chemistry. Not to be too obvious here, but there was chemistry. And there's also just something that that person reminds you of, and so it brings out a bit of worry. You got the Five of Pentacles twice, so this could be like a bit of the kind of a hard spot in the month for you. So if you find yourself feeling on the outside, if you find yourself in the place of worry that perhaps this interaction or these words that came from this juncture, just remember that perhaps this is why I had to pick this. With actions, you're in a place where you have so much light and offering that comes towards you. You have more than enough cups, and you know that in the back of your mind. So this isn't about that. What this is about is taking your actions as well and being majestic. And look at how look at the way that that cat's like next to her, like, and she has her hand on its head, like, yep, I'm going to tell you exactly how I see it. And that's what it is. Straightforward. And even her cheetah is like, I'm going to listen to her. She does have a huge, oh my goodness. Why was I saying swords this whole time? That is so bad. Anyway. I don't know why I thought swords. I've been doing too many readings today. I apologize. I do know what I'm seeing, but Queen of Wands. That's why I kept saying actions, and then I was saying swords. So actions and words, they just are such conflicting things sometimes. But I'm not trying to walk myself out of this. Actually, I am. I'm trying to pivot out of here. Even though this... your throat chakra, let's concentrate on that, and your root chakra. That's the sense I get also from this card. Hold your wand high, like hold it in this way. Your knowing is through your actions, people understand you. So I feel like the actions of renegotiating the way you look at giving and receiving, and also looking at this person that comes in that kind of, I don't know, some sort of an interaction. Page of Swords, someone that just awakens you with some words that are kind of harsh, or I'm getting a feeling of harsh or pleasant or seductive. I know those are very different, but I mean, that's the issue, that it's different. So yeah, overall it's a good month. You got the worry, you got the science, there's chemistry with this person, and there's some words that get interacted with that rile you up or brings you back to a kind of way of past feeling and getting past. It could be that it's a present situation that emerges into this feeling of worry about, am I really giving properly? Am I giving to the right people? Am I really, understanding that what I receive and what I give out? And you got this, this, because here you have the Page of Pentacles, so it's like an announcement. It'll come to a realization. You'll kind of come to a realization about the way that you see that. So it's kind of going to be one of those aha lesson months. Yay, those are so much fun. But that's sarcasm. So I'm not saying that something gloom and doom. I'm saying that you have a really kick-ass month, and you have a lot of abundance and prosperity and the ability to be giving and be in a place of receiving, whatever that may be. Even if it's somebody's actions that you want to receive, even if it's somebody's confusion that you need to help break apart, know how much you want to give of that. I think that's part of it. I think part of knowing you have enough, knowing that you give enough, knowing that you have all the pleasantries around you, knowing that you're able to offer a stable ground to express to others the duality of any situation. Got that? I hope so. Because that's the general feeling that I'm getting about just where your journey is so far. So I'm going to go ahead and pick a couple cards from the Crystal Healing Oracle. My friend sent me these, and they're just, at first I was like, oh, these are interesting. How would I, put these with the reading? But it's pretty neat because we are mind, body, soul connected. So, and stuff that comes up for me during readings. So it's just everything. Well, maybe that's it. Okay. Sometimes I don't take the jumpers, but I'll take it today. Oh, and this one really speaks to me. Okay. So here we have, speaks to me for you. Not to me individually. Although it's very pretty. So we have Smoky Quartz Celestial. And then we have Lavender Argonite. Apatite. If I'm pronouncing it incorrectly, my apologies. Apatite. I think that's what it's. So now I'm just going to read what these crystals heal and what their affinity is. Apatite, organ systems, cartilage, teeth, bones, cells. Have you not been brushing your teeth? I don't know why I said that, but hey. Cartilage, teeth, bones, cells, metabolic system, applications, hyperactivity, autism, nervous exhaustion, irritability, apathy, pain, calcium absorption, motor skills, arthritis, joint pains, rickets, hypertension. So with apatite, we are dealing with a lot of the, so words, sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. Words are scratches, right? So I think these are going to be superficial scratches. This is going to be a small issue, very small. Don't be bored with your month. You don't want drama. So apatite. But for some reason, brush your teeth. If you're not brushing your teeth, make sure you're getting enough calcium in your diet. And really focus on the throat chakra. That's really what's coming for me. That's the color indication. Throat chakra. Yeah. Yeah. So the next one is Lavender Aragonite. Lavender Aragonite. Bones and discs, immune and metabolic systems, applications, Raynaud's disease, chills, calcium absorption, night twitches, muscle spasm, grounding. Lavender has a really great, I just had a good feeling when I saw this and I saw the apatite. I feel like those just exuded like the necessary care that needed to be given for you for this month. So lavender and aragonite. Research foods that you got bones a couple times, so research foods that will give you calcium. If you don't like drinking milk, or if you can't have milk, that's not the only way you can get calcium. I don't drink milk. I only have it in my chai, or I have it in my cereal. So, smoky quartz celestial. Brain cells, eliminating organs, etheric blueprint. Multidimensional cellular healing. detoxification, X-rays and radiotherapy, karmic clearing. Well then, you're going to be entering into an interesting phase there. That's what the feeling I got. But yeah, and this would be your crown chakra that you would be focusing on. So let's do that. Haha. Okay. And that. So you can just let that energy resonate with you. And I'm going to pull a card from the Osho Zen Tarot to close out. And I've shuffled these before, but I'll shuffle it a little bit more right now. That's what it feels right. I feel like it would be just fine for Gemini. Silence. That was what makes me come back to. For some reason I wanted to pick another one. I picked 3. I won't read the exact descriptions because it's quite long, but I will read the silence one. I usually read one reading from there. This is a time to meditate. This is a time to really start meditating if you don't. Do walking meditations. Look that up. Walking meditation is basically you walk one foot in front of the other, taking a deep breath from the abdomen, from the belly. I'm not trained to teach it, but that's from my experience and how I've been taught by my teacher. So guidance is what I was talking about, or stars, the moon and stars, energetically, what they've been saying to me in words. This is just how it comes out. Guidance, I think that's kind of the role that you're giving. There's guidance that's needed, and I feel that there is that stress that's going to come up. But I feel like having silent moments, like you could be silent all the time. You could be, always in a quiet space. Or if you're not, this is a big, like, hey, you need to chill and relax. And this came too. So maybe with the throat chakra needing attention, I feel the way to maybe be careful about if you are giving or receiving, or even if it's not about that, but there's some sort of imbalance, then just go ahead and step back and meditate on it, because you have the ability to really know how you want to look at things, how you want it to be. So I'm going to read the small synopsis here. These cards just came out too. I was curious and I looked at them, and for some reason it's the stress that I was trying to understand that was going to come up in your month, and so I kind of see that it's there's a monkey there, so it's kind of monkey business, silly business. So, but don't let that ruffle up your candles. Don't let that cramp your party, basically. But silence, because you have a dominating, awesome energy in the back right now. I just love this image because this is kind of how I feel about you guys right now. Look at how beautiful that is. That's what I was feeling. If you can make that into a feeling. So silence is golden. Okay. That was not a good joke. I know. Silence, silence, silence. It's probably a good idea to get more familiar with the book before you go into reading it. I've been looking at it, but I promise I don't know why. I want to make sure I get all the readings out because they're in me. All right, silence. The energy of the whole has taken possession of you. You are possessed. You are no more. The whole is. The moment as the silence penetrates in you, you can understand the significance of it. Because it is the same silence that Gautam Buddha experienced. It is the same silence that Chuangzi or Bodhidharma or Nansen. The taste of the silence is the same. Time changes, the world goes on changing, but the experience of silence, the joy of it, remains the same. That is the only thing you can rely upon, the only thing that never dies. It is the only thing that you can call your very being. So that comfortable, wonderful, compassionate, soft space that you're providing right now with just being you, go inside that too and feel that too. Okay. Have a great month, and there'll be another kind of bulk reading that I'll do for mid-October when there's the new moon. So if you like this reading, please hit like. Let me know your feedback. I am doing as I go along. I usually do these personally, so move in as I go along. And if you want to book a personal reading with me, the information is, as I explained before, below. That was the beginning of the video, and I've been talking for a while, so I'm just, like me. It's not me personally, but if you like, hit like, subscribe. And if you want to book a personal one, it'll be actually far more detailed than this. And anyway, I look forward to speaking with you if I do. If not, be kind to yourself so you can be kind to others. All right? Bye.